Shaolin Chuan-fa, or Shaolin Temple Boxing, is a Buddhist art. It grew out of Buddhism and is thoroughly imbued with the Buddhist meditative techniques. It is also one of the most brutal of the Chinese martial arts systems. As legend has it, when Boddhidharma visited the Shaolin monastery, he found the monks in such weakened condition that they were not able to stay awake for meditation. As a result, he gave them a set of exercises to strengthen their breath bodies. Shaolin Temple Boxing grew out of these exercises. This is a basic Shaolin exercise, and when I first started training, it was the only exercise technique I was allowed to do for many, many months. Actually, it is not a technique, but an exercise. It builds health and strength, while at the same time laying the foundation for the Shaolin fighting techniques to come later. Unlike the pain-based exercises of the West, however, it is a gentle exercise. Yet constant repetition will build powerful arms, and the lower stance, which we will see later, will build strong legs, both of which are obviously a useful adjunct to any fighting technique. But it is first and foremost a Buddhist exercise, which means it has as its basis meditation, which means the serious student practices watchfulness as he repeats the exercise over and over and over again. Instead of a candle flame or a mantra, the exercise becomes a focus of attention, and the student learns to watch for the weak points, the discontinuities, the lapses of attention, and so on. It is at these points where the leakage occurs and a loss of power results. Gradually, and ever so slowly, inexorably, this exercise, if done with attentiveness, will realign the body and block the leakages. When this is done, there is strength and power. The arm movements are very simple and straightforward. They work on three planes, three circular planes, and continuous practice of this exercise develops power and strength in those three planes. Fighting techniques are hidden within those circular planes. When you do the exercise, pay particular attention to what it is doing to your body. This is not a linear exercise where you go for X repetitions in Y amount of time. Rather, this exercise keeps folding in upon itself in a circular manner. The arms rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall, as the body opens and closes, opens and closes, opens and closes, going from full to empty, from full to empty, full to empty, over and over and over again. This repetitive and rhythmic opening and closing of the body gently soothes and releases the tensions and invigorates the energetic system. Do it and see for yourself. Not unimportantly, this full-empty dichotomy is basic to Shaolin Temple Boxing, where you have to alternate between hard, which is full, and soft, which is empty, all the time. So as I said earlier, it is laying the foundation for the fighting techniques to follow. You will notice too that the practitioner sinks lower as the exercise progresses. This happens naturally, it's not forced. The exercise does this, not you. Also, you might notice that the speed of the exercise varies and changes as it progresses. This exercise is alive. In the beginning, of course, when you first start, it's very fixed. You do it pretty much the same all the time. But as you progress, you will find that the exercise takes on a life of its own, and it will change as you go along. Once again, this happens naturally. It is not forced. And now we'll have a look at the three planes along which this exercise works. We're doing it to one side of the body, and this is the first plane coming up now. The arm moves in an arc outside the body, like winding something up. If you speed up this movement, you'll notice it's a very natural movement, and it's like winding something up, if you like a propeller or something like that. Very natural. And now we'll have a look at the second plane. First the full exercise, then we do it to one side of the body to isolate the plane, and there it is there. Once again, it's a very natural movement. It's like stirring something, especially if you were to turn the palms downwards so that they face downwards. It's like stirring a gourd or a large bowl. Very natural. And then we'll have a look at the third plane. Keep in mind that the fighting techniques are all hidden within these planes. Doing it to one side of the body. Here it is coming up now. The third plane, the arm moves inwards, cutting across the front of the body, much like the downward sweep of a samurai sword. Once again, it's a very natural movement, like winding something up. In fact, one of the basic postulates of the Shaolin fighting arts is that the strikes and blows work best if they follow the natural movements of the body. Otherwise, the muscles are fighting each other, resulting in inefficiency and loss of power. Constant repetition of this exercise will build strength and power in these three planes, which in turn lead to many of the Shaolin fighting techniques.